topic of this today. What is the SQL categories? So first category is the DDL. DDL basically data definition language, and it is used for mm, suppose you are creating the table alt on which table you have already. You are altering this record or dropping this table or truncate this table or which are table available, you are just rename the table if you want to change that name, table name. That is the DDL categories or DDL procedure where we can modify you whatever your changes in the table level extraction you are creating and altering any changes in the database. So you can just this is the this category is coming in or DDL data definition language. Okay, so first you can see the in the DDL you can see create table and you can do alter the tables and drop, and you can drop this also which you are created that table. And as of you can see you can also do the truncate on the table which you have already created, or your whatever the table you can truncate and rename. So what is the creative? Create is the if you are creating any tables like create you are here you can see example create table employee ID, and that is the primary key, and employee name, that is where 50, and salary number. So that is the basically simple table which is which are already creating. Okay, so in this first we will see how to work our DDL. So here we can create this table employee. But before we suppose where we are creating this table, so we that suppose we have application user and that user we are connecting and creating all the table in that user. But here we are connecting with the ORCL, and that is the my user. You can see I will show you. You can see the show user here. Yeah. So you can see the username is user underscore 1234. So if we are creating any tables, so the table will be created in that user. We can also say that is schema name. Okay. So basically I'm going for this create table. Okay. Just creating one. Okay. Before that we will check how many object in this table. Select name, count. Okay. No problem. Just I will check count. Or just wait, I will just describe this DB. Select object name, object name, object underscore 5 from DB underscore objects where object name equal to table. Okay. So if any table, oh sorry, table. If any table available in this use schema, so we can check. Okay, so here you can see there is a table name table and data type is object. So there is a no table created in this schema. Sorry, first we can check alter session set current schema equal to. So what is the schema name? Schema name user underscore 1234. Okay, so so why we are setting this because if you multiple schema in the database, so that if you are connecting with the own user, that table will be created with the same schema. And if you want to DBA guys, and you are connecting with the same user, but you want to create an application schema, and the table want to create or index, whatever the performance you want to do with the different schema. So that regarding you have to set this schema and before the execution. So okay, uh, just alter session set current schema equal to. Acha, sorry, here is a. Okay, now is fine. Now you can see our session is altered. Now I will check this schema. Any table object available. So there is a node object in the where is our okay. So first I will create this table in our schema and check again. You can see table is created. Table employee is created, and then again this we will check this. Sorry, object name you find not required. I'm only checking with this table and object which is available in our table. So you can see where table name is employee. Okay, where so I have created the employee. Wait a second. I have created the employee table. So you can see the object name and details. You can see are already created. And if I will check the count, how many tables available in our. Okay, so the table count is by default actually the user is created. So here in our table, I'm going to connect my user and check how many tables in our database. Okay, table, there is a employee and user new. Two tables is only there. So just I am created this user. So you can see that is the table we have created just now. Okay. Okay. So now I'm just to select star from employee, employee. Okay, so I have just created table, but there is a no record. Okay, you can see employee ID and employer name and salary is not there in this table. If before this we have to create insert some data, and that is the different part, and that is a different category. But here we can see in a DDL we have a create the table, and we can modify any changes in the table level, not in the data. So data, there is a no data. Currently is a zero or record, so the data is not available. If changing in the data in a table, that is a different thing. But here we are talking about modifying and changes in the table. Which object level we are any changes, that is the DDL. So we are creating, we are altering the table, like column changes. We have suppose earlier was we have given the employee ID, but we want to say employee number. So that is the alter command, and is coming in the DDL function. So here you can see earlier employee ID add, and if you want to also add in the one column in the database. Okay, so here we are altering the one table which is earlier was three column, employee ID, employee name and salary, but we are adding one debt ID which is number. Okay, so I'm adding this column, so it is changing in the table level, correct? So that is the DDL. So I'm changing in the table level. So here I'm modifying. Okay, employee table is altered. Now again we have checked the select star. So you can see that is the debt ID is added. Earlier debt ID is not in um, only three column is there. So that is clear. So if you are changing in the table, here I am change what is add, what we have added, debt ID, and debt ID here you can see added. It means we are altering in the table format, a structure of the tables. That is the DDL. Okay. Now come to the second point. Uh, Drop the table. Okay, drop the table. Drop the table in the sense, if you are dropping the tables, so let's do drop the table. So what we will function in this database? So drop. Suppose, okay, basically drop is the different thing. We have to drop the database and basically use for the drop. This is the different. So here we are renaming the table and truncate any drop operation in the sense when we can use suppose sometimes we have created but we want to drop the database, so that is the different thing. I will already in my previous video I have added in the drop activity how to drop the database and what is the process of if you are going to drop the database. So that is the different thing. And now we will come to the truncate the table. What is the meaning of the truncate the table? If I am going to insert some record in the table, let's insert some record. Wait a second. Okay, here is some records. I'm going to insert this record. Okay. I will also add some column. So here Rahul, one column is also जगह Manish 102. This is ID, and we will add one other column because we have our depth ID we have added. So 1 2 3 4. Okay, no problem. Manish is also we have added. So here now 1 3 Manish Rohan added. Okay, now 4. So this so F. Okay, so I'm going to insert in this 4 record in a table. Okay, let's see. Okay, 4 record added. Now I will checking the table details. Okay, you can see all the 4 record is added. But now our main task we will see. We want to see truncate the table. How to truncate the table in truncate, and what will happen if we are truncate this table? What will happen? So just make sure before the going to truncate any table, this is the higher very risky command, because if you are going to truncate the table, the data will be lost. So before going to perform this activity, make sure you discuss with your higher management and team lead, and after this then you can perform. But you if you require, let's take the backup of this table. And another thing, if doing the truncate. So make sure that a schema should be where you are performing this truncate. So make sure that schema name with table name. But here we are already set in this separate user, so not required. But in here, if you are using in a different way, so the make sure that schema should be correct. Okay, so now I'm going to truncate this employee table, and what we will happen. Okay, so truncate employees. Okay, now. No problem. I'm using with the schema name also and try why giving this error because command is the perfect. Sorry. Our term of command is wrong. Sorry guys. Actually we are using truncate table and table name. Okay. So I'm not using this command truncate. Okay. So truncate table name. Okay. That is the command. Okay. Now you can see our table employee is truncated. Now if you are going to check if you're going to check the command that is